I don't know about that. Well, we had some fun last night. This is a concern I had. And then I got bit by something I've been nervous about this whole time with this machine. I've never done this before, but I don't want to spend $700 to have the shop come out and do it. On the safety videos, they say you aren't supposed to do this.
Hey.
Good morning.
What happened?
Well, we had some fun last night. I was actually making really good progress here, pulling stumps. We've had a warm snap that has kind of partially thawed the ground back out. Gave me a chance to get back out here, so I was pulling stumps. It was going really good, and then I got bit by something I've been nervous about this whole time with this machine. This is a 30,000 pound excavator, and you buy an old piece of equipment, you kind of worry that something might break because it still costs the same amount as it would have if it was new to fix it. But really my concern out here has been that it would throw a track, and that is what happened last night. So I don't know if you can see from here. We can walk up there.
Yeah, let's go look at it.
Careful, it's muddy and slick.
Yeah, not a fun day for working on broken things.
Yeah, and actually that is why we have to work on it today. So the reason we're having rain is a cold front's coming through, and it's going to turn to snow today. And then by tomorrow night we're supposed to be in the teens. So if we don't get this fixed, it is going to freeze in place and be like this the rest of the winter. So
oh gosh.
I don't want to be out here today working on this, but this is what we need to do. You can see the track came off, and I think this was a combination of this clay. When it gets wet, it's super slick. It's just like grease. And then I was turning, and I already took it away, but there was a stick in here, and I think a stick got up between the sprocket and the track, pulled over, and while I was turning right, it just threw the track off. So the procedure to this isn't hard. The simple way to put it is you just put the track back on. But the problem is this track probably weighs over 1,000 pounds, and it's really soft dirt around here. It's mud now, and it's uneven terrain. So
It's just the two of us.
It's just the two of us. I've never done this before, but I don't want to spend $700 to have the shop come out and do it. So.
No, and the other problem is we are on the very back end of our property. The road is about a mile that way, so it's gonna be hard to get help if we can't figure it out ourselves. Here we go.
We're just gonna start working through it and address problems as they come.
Sounds about right.
This works. This is your drive sprocket. Obviously it's a big gear. The front idler is actually your tensioner, and it's a big wheel, and then there's a hydraulic piston that pushes it forward. And what you do to tension is you put a grease gun on the end of the hydraulic piston, pump up your grease gun, and it pushes the wheel forward and tensions the track. So to release it, you undo a nut, it lets it come back. To let that whole front wheel assembly move back like 4 or 5 inches. So that we can get the track back on. So we're gonna go ahead and try that now.
What's that face for?
This is a concern I had.
Uh-oh.
So I've released the tensioner, and that wheel should be moving back now, but it's not doing it, and I think it's because it actually needs the track to pull it back.
So now what?
I think we have to just try and put it on and see if it doesn't start moving back as we put tension on it. Alright, so I loosened this big nut here. It's got the grease circuit on it. So it all came out and it exposed the hole, and now you can see there's grease coming out. So that's releasing the pressure off the backside of the cylinder. So we're starting to take tension off the track, but we have a long ways to go.
Okay.
Pry bars and see if I just can't force it on there. This was working, but it's not working great. Oh, look at that. Maybe that was my problem.
So there's this stick wedged in here. We're trying to get out. Definitely part of the problem.
I don't know about that. Yeah, it's not happening.
Back to the skid steer.
Back to plan A. Out of plan C. We kind of got the track partially up on the sprocket. So what we're going to try and do, or what I'm going to try and do, is use the arm to lift this whole thing up a bunch more so that the track swings back underneath, and then try and run it so that it runs itself back on. Kind of like when you do a bicycle change gears, you know, it kind of grabs a little bit and then sucks itself on the rest of the way. Hoping that works. Probably should get this thing out of the way so I don't hit it. It'll be okay. Let's see what happens. It's all hanging in the air.
It's free.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! I think you did it. No way.
Really? happen again. And then we're gonna tension the other side too.
That's a great idea.
The nut I loosened earlier that let the grease out, I've tightened it back up. So now the way it works, there's just a greaser. It's just like a normal greaser, except it just goes into a big cylinder. So as I pump grease into this thing, it'll push the front wheel out, bring the track back up, and tension everything. In theory. On the safety videos, they say you aren't supposed to do this.
We are still working on getting the grease in here, and that hand pump is hard work. Ryan and I are trading off and getting some rest in between. The ironic thing is that Ryan's getting an electric grease gun for Christmas next week. 1 week too late.
Mom, I need my grease gun.
So we'll be in better shape next time.
Next time.
Well,
It's not
as
happening
far as
again.
just regular maintenance next time, not catastrophe next time.
Alright, so I do think we have as much tension on this as we can get on here. There is a proper tension spec. And what I'm noticing is we have a big hole right here. The track is sagging. The way you're supposed to set tension on this is have it on flat ground and then put a board across from that roller to that roller and measure the deflection. Should be 1.5 inches, I believe. We can't really get there with the track sagging, but it does feel like it's pretty tight. So I'm going to go ahead and track down onto the road over there where it can sit flat, and then we'll tension this one, we'll tension the other one a little bit more. And then I got a bunch of greasing to do on this. Electric grease kind of be nice.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, getting the last little bit of sag out of this. Running out of pumping power in my hand.
Yeah. Okay, everything is put together. We're on solid ground. Ryan's amazing, and just so thankful that we were able to get this fixed and we didn't have to get a crew out of here. So that's it for now, and we'll catch you next week.